Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Today we are visiting the showroom of a handicraft and home decor manufacturer in Vietnam. We're going to discuss with the owner, so I'm going to ask him some questions about some of the trends that he observed over the last year. What are some of the key natural fabrics and materials that he's using to manufacture and to make those products? So in today's video, you're going to learn everything you need to know if you want to source those type of products in Asia to export worldwide.
Thank you for coming. Our main office and factory in the north Vietnam, and this year there are 21 years of our business, and our main office in Hanoi, and we have 90 people in the office and 160 workers. For our sale, we have 30 people. And 15 designers. Our main markets in the US about 65%, and Europe about 35%, and some up and down. Europe a little bit going down, but US for us 30% going up.
So 30% going up compared to last year for the US, and Europe is still a bit
stay the same. Same compared to last year.
And then before COVID, you used to export how many containers per year?
Before COVID, we export about 1,500 containers per year. During the COVID, our business go up like double, nearly 3,000 containers, because people stay home, so they spend a lot of money for home decoration. That is amazing time for business, never like this before. And after that, everything going down because the people not stay at home anymore. A lot of the retail, they have overstock, and business go down. During COVID, we have our sale about 28 million. And 2003, we go down about 21 million. And this year, we expect about 25 to 28 million. Does it mean come back to the normal? Actually, right now, we already got the turnover about 22 million already. Our main customer almost from France and Germany. Yes. Yeah, we work almost with chain store and retail, but through agent or importer. The reason we have so many design, because every customer, they want to have their own design. And we have our own designer to render and to make them develop for each customer. And we try to do exclusive the item we sell to you, not sell to other customers in France. So to make sure that everybody will happy, no direct competition.
About that, we've been developing and working with them to actually develop an entire new product. So from the idea, they kind of bring it to life. We currently have 2 prospects who are looking to purchase this item. They are from France, and then they took care from the entire research and development, suggesting the material, suggesting the right fabric, and also being able to provide a quotation. So meaning for instance, an idea, they can suggest different type of natural materials, and then also tell you, okay, from this one it's going to be this price, and for this type of material it's going to be this price. So as a feedback, I could give good recommendation about the way they proceed, the way they consult clients, and suggesting the right material. Can you tell us a bit more about the type of fabrics, natural materials that you are using to be eco-conscious and to meet with the demand of a foreign buyer looking to purchase natural-made items?
Yes. You can see from our showroom, actually we base almost on nature material and recycle and FSC material. Our main material and best-selling material right now for Europe is the water hyacinth, seagrass, and juice, and rattan shell as well. And we try to not only use one material, we try to mix material together. The product more interesting and more different. This is what we very strong point at the moment. And in our factory, we have 20 workers only to make sample every day. 20 workers make sample every day. So this means we have new sample every day. Yes. Of course, some sample we develop for ourselves, and a lot of sample we develop and make it for our customer and exclusive for each customer. We have our own team to do the metal frame and wood frame. That's why we can do sometimes sample maybe half day to finish some urgent sample. We can do half day. And normally to make a sample, we need 5 to 10 days. We know that in the business right now is very tough, and we have the team to find a solution. able to cut costs and to design for the good packing. We try never say no to customer. Whatever you have some difficult, we have difficult, we will work together to find solution and win-win together. Almost design from my company. Because we've been visiting for 20 years and we go to many different fairs. Last year we also in Ambiente, in Canton, in Jinhan, China, and here in Vietnam, 6 or 7 fairs in Vietnam. That's why we have a chance to see a lot of new trend, new development or idea and market trend. And before we also selling in our product on Amazon, and we learn a lot from Amazon. This is B2C, so a lot of feedback from end user customer will be good idea for our design as well. Yeah.
Okay. So it's very interesting as a factory that you are B2B and B2C.
B2C.
So by collecting direct feedback from European buyers, from US buyers,
Yes.
we can immediately adjust your own designs
Yeah.
and then really be up to the trend and upcoming development.
Yeah.
You mentioned a question about attending to fairs and being emerged between different manufacturers from different regions.
Yeah.
We can think about Chinese manufacturers, Indonesian manufacturers versus
Right.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
How do you see the trends into Vietnamese made products compared to Chinese made? What are basically your strengths and your advantages from Vietnam?
We've been in the fair China almost 15 years. We know a lot of factory and friends there. Of course, I can come to the factory, come to the fair and see. Come back to 15 years, they do a lot of handicraft and nature and mixed material. But now if you come to the fair, most of the item gone. Because now China, they not target more for nature, for handmade item anymore. They do more like electric car, something like that. The other trend is because customer, they don't want to depend much on China. So a lot of handicraft items move to Vietnam or other country, India or Cambodia. And we take this advantage. And also the other trend is now people care more about the nature. So no plastic, no harmful to environment. FSC, they need FSC, recycle, everything like this. So this is a very strong material, strong point from Vietnam. And we take this advantage to push up our business. And actually we have a lot of business right now. I think this is a good trend for a long time. We use a lot of FSC right now. We have FSC for bamboo, rattan, wood, and also we have the FSC for paper. Before, very few people care about it. But right now, not only almost customer in Europe, but also customer from US. Now they start to ask for FSC. I think this is good for everyone. Actually, our labor cost in Vietnam around half of China. It's also one of advantage. So we try to do everything with more traditional way, with the handicraft, with more labor cost. We do quite good right now. Actually, I've been in Indonesia already. And the problem with the Indonesia, they have too many islands. It's very hard for them to do the mass production. The transportation and also the layer and the people in Indonesia, they have the kuku like rattan is good, very good. But other material, they not available. Yeah, like seagrass or water hyacinth or bamboo. But they only strong with the rattan, but they cannot do huge quantity. Then that's why they told me they try to do with medium and very high-end product and less quantity. And all the other items, rattan right now, they move from Indonesia to Vietnam. Yeah, this is what we can do.
So Vietnam can basically do everything, right? What about other emerging markets such as Cambodia, Thailand? Do you see them also coming in the map?
Actually, Thailand, before they very good with handicraft, but the problem with them because the price quite high. And they not have so many nature material like Vietnam. They have rubber wood, quite good. But others cannot compare with Vietnam. Cambodia, they start to do quite good with other products, not handicraft, with garment and other products. They not like Vietnam, we have traditional people do it 200 or 300 years ago until now. So our workers have a lot of skill and they familiar with the material and the weaving. We still take a lot of the handicraft with the nature material right now. Yeah. India is quite competitive and good country as well. And I know that a lot move from China to Vietnam and also India. Yeah. But India, they do more for metal, glass and wood as well. But on the other nature material, not the wood and not the strong point. Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting to have the perspective of someone who is in the industry and who can benchmark the different countries and then put Vietnam on the map. Another question I have, so you mentioned about how in Vietnam you have a strong ancestral art and then tradition of weaving, wood crafting, etc. How in your company do you merge this traditional aspect with the new modern technology that you will also equip to gain in terms of productivity and then cut the price down?
Yeah, you're right. We started our business over 20 years. At the time, it's very hard to do the handicraft because people not understand the standards and how people use in Europe and US. At the time, we also had some problem with the handicraft, with some cracking, molding, and insect problem. Because at the time we don't have special machines, special chemical to treat material and protect the material and finish product. So we go to China. We learn a lot from them. They do in advance, I think 20 years compared to Vietnam. So they know a lot of things to do to handle like this. So we use a lot of machine to control moisture and machine to check the moisture each product. And also use some special treatment to protect material from different effect of the nature material. Of course, we apply a lot, but new technology, new painting. Even right now, we have some special machine to do the metal frame to support for the people to do the weaving. We also try to do some machine to improve the production ability. Not like before, maybe they can use 30% and maybe 60% is thrown away. But now we have some treatment able to use almost full of the material, not throw away. I can see a lot of difference. Our labor salary is going up, but our price is stable, even going down, because we save a lot of cost for production and use technology and machine to apply on the production. Yeah, this is what we do right now.
Can you mention some of the certificates that you require? You mentioned some of them earlier. So foreign buyers can have an understanding about on the social aspects, the quality aspects, and then all the sustainability.
We're proud that we're one of the very few handicraft factory in Vietnam have every audit certificate, because we learned that if we want to do with the big customer, big retail store, we should invest to meet their standards, especially for factory audit. And that's why we have SCI, SMETA, and we have ISO, we have UL, we have CE. Actually, every requirement from customer for the factory audit, we're really happy and open to do it in advance because it's ready for cooperation. This means whatever you come, we already have everything. Not like you come here, you give me the order and I invest. I am sure you will not happy to wait until my factory upgrade to the level. Everything now getting harder and harder. The customer asks for many different requirements. But for us, this is good for us because we know that we should have to follow the standard of the customer. So we can far from the many small competitors. They don't want to invest for factory audit, for quality control, and for FSC, for everything like this. So we want the factory have all the factory audit requirements.
And then MOQ wise, what are the minimum that you request for a test order and after reorder from clients?
For us, we very open. I know that not easy one day you give us a huge order. Of course, big orders, I'm really happy. Will help us a lot. But for you, not easy when you come and you give us a big order. You need to test. Test not only test for the market, it's only test for us to make sure that we are able to handle the order with good quality and on-time shipment and everything. Normally for customer, we will open. We can accept even 20 to 30 pieces for one item. But we expect to have full container order. That's why you can mix many different items, color, fulfill in one container. Because to ship in less container load, very dangerous for handicraft. It's easy to get the moisture and easy damage during the transportation. So we prefer and suggest you to have full container order. But we can accept small quantity like 20 pieces to make sure that you can have very good stock. Yeah.
So I think this is very suitable for retail shops. Let's say you have a home decor shop, souvenir shop, somewhere, and then you want to really get your shop full with different items that are very attractive with the latest trends. You can imagine buying maybe 50 different items, 20 pieces per SKU, so you can really have something that can really be fitting with the latest demand of European and then US buyers.
Yeah.
So I think it can be a very good way to get started if you want to open such a shop. And then you have on the back end all the team that can do all the research and development, bring you the latest trend, and also build product on demand. So if you have any specific product requirements,
Right.
specific fabrics, specific natural materials,
Yeah.
they have the team that they can be deploying
Yeah.
to really match with your demands. It's good to know that you can really support also people who are starting into that business.
Yes, yes.
Thanks a lot for your sharing. Maybe we can have a tour of your showroom and you
Yeah.
can show us some of your best
Yes.
sellers
Okay,
or
sure.
some of the items you would suggest.
Yes, okay, yeah. Let's go.
Been down and I'ma get it right. Dead on sight like